Hello BookTube, it's Louise the Big Head Bookworm. Lovely to see you. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good day. Well, it's a grey day here. Grey, grey, grey. Grey, 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 damp and drizzly. It's not even proper rain. It's just that kind of rain where you go, it's not too bad, but you get soaked through. Oh, I've got a cat with me. I've got Indy. He's settling in. He's just going to clean himself, if you don't mind. I'll shield you from the vision of him cleaning his area. So I have about 25 minutes before I need to go out, and I wasn't going to have any other time today to record, and I haven't spoken to you books for a while, so I just thought, well, just do it, woman, just do it. So I've got myself a nice cup of tea before I go out. Yes, I will need the loo while I'm out now. It'll be fine. And I thought I'd tell you about the books that I have been reading recently, because there have been quite a few. And then tell you about what I'm going to read in... One of my focuses for reading in March is going to be the March Mystery Madness. It's a read-along. I've got the details here, you see. Hosted by Lizzie Faye Loves Books and lots of other amazing people. So I'm not a host. I'm a kind of guest host, which means that I will talk about it and tell you what the challenges are and kind of point you in the way should you be tempted to join in with this fabulous read along. I believe it's a whole month, so you've got plenty of time to kind of enjoy yourself and luxuriate in the mystery books. And do as much or as little as you fancy, as all with these read-alongs. So I'm going to be reading for some of the challenges. I probably won't do all of them, but I will do some of them. Anyway, we will get to that. Hold your horses. Hold your horses, you. The other thing is I'm recording on my other laptop, which I haven't used for ages, because the last time I used it, it basically took 24 hours to load something, and I lost the will to live. I just went, oh. And I actually had a complete petty and decided I wouldn't ever do BookTube ever again. And it was it was only Benedict sitting down and holding my little hands and telling me to that it would be all right, mummy, and that he would be really upset if I stopped. So that's why you get these videos, is because Benedict sits down, holds my hand and tells me he would be upset if I stopped. I don't know why, because he doesn't watch, but he likes the idea of it. Anyway, what have you been reading, Louise? Well, let me tell you, I didn't read a lot in January. How many books did I read? For me, I didn't read a lot. I read 5. They were all good, though. So that was a win for me. So I have read more in February. I read A Letter of Mary by Laurie R. King. I caved and I ordered it in from Amazon because it was only £2. Obviously, they were price matching with, I believe, The Works, which is a discount chain across, I don't know if it's the UK or just England, but The Works had been having quite a few of these for £2, and Amazon may be price matched, but I saw it was available for £2. So I pounced like the cats that I am surrounded by. So I bought A Letter of Mary by Laurie R. King. This is the third of the Mary Russell Holmes and Sherlock Holmes books. And actually, I thought it was going to be all about the because it tells you on the back it's about the possibility of Mary Magdalene was an apostle, and that there is a scroll that perhaps confirms that, which had the ring of the Da Vinci Code to me. And so I kind of went into it with a bit of trepidation, but I was so excited that I'd managed to find it at a reasonable price that I launched myself at it. And it wasn't about that. Yes, that was there, but that mystery is just kind of mentioned and gives impetus. The actual story is much better than that. It is much... I found it really satisfying. The second one in this, A Monstrous Regiment of Women, I didn't love as much as the first one, but this I thought was really good, so I enjoyed it. So it was A Letter of Mary by Laurie R. King. My expectations weren't high, but weren't low, and it exceeded them, so I was really chuffed with that. So that was the first book I read. Then I read off my Kindle, I'm going to have to look at my notebook, A Quick Bite by Lynsey Sands, which was a vampire romance. I had high hopes that it was going to be steamy. It wasn't really. It was bizarrely dull. And it's a huge series, and I really fancied getting into another paranormal romance series that's kind of super long, like my Nalini Singh ones. So I thought, well, this is going to be great, and it didn't wow me. I'm going to see if I can get them from the library rather than buying them, because it was a quick read and it was an enjoyable kind of throw into my face kind of read. It didn't trouble me in any way, shape or form. So I'm going to see if I can get them from the library. And if I can, then I shall continue. If I can't, well, our ship may have sailed with that one. I then treated myself to Power, Politics and Pesky Poltergeists by J.K. Rowling, because I fancied a bit of a Hogwarts. Fancied a bit of Hogwarts loving. I've seen quite a few people say that they didn't find it very interesting. I did. I quite like all the kind of the intricacies and the detail and the background to Hogwarts stories. So that to me was just adorable. Then I read Mesmerised by Candace Camp. Yes! Because of... Oh, I didn't love it. No, I know. Oh, I was heartbroken. Now, here's the thing. With romance books, there is a fair chance they're going to get together. Just putting it out there. That isn't a spoiler. But sometimes you think, I think they're going to get together, And other times, the tension between the characters, although they're going to get together, there is that kind of, but will they, won't they? But will they, won't they? Or how will they get together? How will it happen? Because they seem so unlikely, this pair that we keep meeting in this book, that are obviously drawn to each other. And I think that's, but this had no tension for me whatsoever. It was so obvious the whole time. The romance in this was so obvious. And they were lovely. They're a lovely couple. If I met them, I'd be like, oh, charming, lovely to meet you. Obviously, you're in the 1700s and I'm here in 2018. So this is going to be a little bit awkward. But they were lovely. I didn't dislike them in any way, shape or form. I wish them well. I was thrilled for you, sweetie, that you found him. It was grand. But it did nothing for me. I had no, and I wanted something. And I didn't get what it was. It was just, there was a nice kind of other mystery going on, kind of paranormal, is it a haunting? Is there not a haunting? But I think that was obvious as well. It felt so obvious. It didn't hurt me at all, but I got to page 60 and I seriously deliberated just giving up. And then I thought, no, pull yourself together, woman. And so I read it. I kind of put it in my eyes. I went, oh, like that. And by the time I got into it, I was like kind of happily reading along. But I wanted more than that. I wanted kind of a passion and all kinds of things. And I didn't get passion and all kinds of things. I just got, fine. So that was a disappointment to me. I'm not going to read any more of the Mad Morlands. I mean, if I see them in the library, will I? Looking at me, all come hither. She never looked at him, all come hither. See, that told me she was going to be a sort. No. So, not my greatest, that one, as it was a disappointing one. Then I picked up a book. Why I picked this up, I don't know. I was sat there looking at my shelves there. When you come over, you'll see what I mean. You sit there, you look at the shelves there, and I saw this, which I picked up from a charity shop for 95p. Nice hardback of The Chemist by Stephanie Meyer. Oh yes, she that wrote Twilight. And the husband went, Stephanie Meyer? And I went, yeah. And he went, she's written more than Twilight. And I was like, yeah. And I was amazed that he actually knew who had written the Twilight series. But yes, he actually knew that it was Stephanie Meyer, and he said, "Oh, is it another vampire paranormal thing?" And I was like, "No, no, 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 no. It is a rogue chemist on the run," which is just like, huh? But and it's a lot. I mean, she's doing a lot of running, isn't she? But it's to the kind of the government. She knows too much. The government are kind of out to get her. Rogue chemist on the run. So for some reason, I really fancied it. Sat there looking at my shelves there. So I picked it up, and for the first, I don't know how many pages, I thought it was quite good. There was lots of detail about how she keeps herself safe, because there are these, what we think are government assassins, or she tells you they're government assassins, and how many times she's been, there's been an attempted assassination on her, and what she's done to prevent her. And you don't get full details, but you get lots of details about how she kind of evades capture, and how she's done it for the last 3 years. And I like that kind of really minute detail. That completely gets me. I am with you at that point, and I was with her, and I was kind of willing her on, and then there was this kind of, I don't know, not a heist, but it kind of the pace was good, and I was going, and I was really introduced, really kind of with it up to a certain point, and then I just went, what? No. And I'm going to tell you what that point is. There's a romance. Yes. Rogue chemist on the run. Romance. Rogue chemist on the run. Romance. Now, I'm sure it could be well done. It wasn't. And it was so... It completely stopped me dead. I was like, with you. What? No. What? No. And I was sat there like... And that's not a good face for me. If the wind had changed, it would have been disastrous. So I was like, what? That's just, silly. Beyond silly. Ridiculous and troublesome. And it threw me out of the story, and then that was it. I read to the end, but my expression was, I wasn't reading it with kind of pleasure and willing goodwill or anything like that. I was reading it like that. I don't know why she did it. I want to say to her, why? Why? Why did you do that? It's almost like she didn't have faith in what she was doing. She didn't have faith in the fact of the toughness of the characters and what have you. So I was very disappointed by that. I read it, yes, but it isn't one I'm going to be recommending, if I'm honest. I'm going to kind of say to people, move on. And if you've got it, then enjoy it for the kind of heist, and that was well done, and how things go, and that was fun. That was fun. The other stuff, I'll give you these eyes. Yeah. And so I cheered myself up with a little trip to the library, and I picked up the next J.D. Robb that I hadn't read, which is in the In Death series, which features Lieutenant Eve Dallas and her husband Rourke. And this is Echoes in Death, and this is about number 45. Don't come and join it at number 45. Start at the beginning, which is Naked in Death. They are just pleasurable, futuristic crime reads for me. A bit saucy. The early ones are saucier. The deaths are cartoonish in their gruesomeness. So they are gruesome, but they are almost cartoonish in their gruesomeness, because it kind of goes beyond what you ever can imagine. Well, I suppose it does happen, unfortunately. Ooh, it's made me feel a bit gloomy. To brighten it up, it was a good one. I enjoyed it. I flew through it, and it was very pleasurable. And I was actually feeling, we're a bit stressy at the moment. We've got lots of stuff going on, and I was feeling a bit kind of cowed by all the stuff that I've got to be doing, and a bit stressed out by it. And so it was wonderful to sink back into a world that I know and that's very familiar, and there are good quips and there are good connections, and I really enjoyed it. It felt like a kind of homecoming. It felt like kind of a welcoming. Come here. We'll just give you a little break from the world, and you can come and enjoy yourself. So thank you for that, JD Robb. I really enjoyed that one. So that's it. That's what I've read. That's not bad. Not bad for the middle of February, considering I'm doing an awful lot. What time is it? Yeah, I've got to be wrapping up. So what am I reading at the moment? Well, you know what I'm reading at the moment. I am reading. Let me just take off this thing. I am reading The Mysterious Affair at Styles. How is everybody doing? I know that some people have finished already. This is for my really casual Agatha Christie reading club, or just book club really. Really casual Agatha Christie book club, which I'm shortening to the casual Christie club. But its full title is The Really Casual Agatha Christie Book Club. And you don't have to read it, you can listen to it, you can watch it, you can listen to abridged. There are plays of a lot of the books as well, radio plays. So any way that you want to take the story and find out about the story is absolutely fine. You don't even have to read it or know anything about it to join into the club. Everybody is welcome to the Really Casual Agatha Christie Book Club, the Casual Christie Club. I am both listening and reading to this, and so I listen to a bit and then I actually go back and read it, so I'm kind of doing a double at the moment. For everybody that is reading it, I'm reading about the inquest at the moment. Oh, it's just joyful for me, and knowing that I'm going to be talking about it with people, I'm reading it in a very different way, and it's giving me yet another level of enjoyment because I'm thinking about how I'm going to talk about it with you, obviously trying to avoid all spoilers, and how I'm thinking about people coming to it for the first time. There's kind of a bit of anxiety that I hope you enjoy it, but it'll be interesting to hear what you feel about it. I can't wait to hear what you'll feel about it. So if you have started it or if you've read it, then please let me know. I just would love to know how you're doing it. I know one of my friends has picked it up and rereading it, and the husband is reading it for the first time because he saw the announcement and he's like, oh, I've got to join. So yeah, so there we go. So The Mysterious Affair at Styles. I am about that way through. If I concentrated on it, or if I let myself, I would just gallop read it in one sitting. But I don't want to do that because I'm considering it and thinking about it. So it's glorious for me. I also started, but I'm actually not going to continue, another book that I got from the library. These are the two books I got from the library. It's Sarah Pinborough, called Murder, and it was a Victorian murder mystery that I thought, oh, I quite fancy a bit of a Victorian murder mystery, and I wanted to get a book out of the library. I didn't realise until I'm about 35 pages in that actually it's a second in a series, and although it would be perfectly possible for me to continue reading it, I think I would enjoy it more if I'd read the first one. I'm kind of going, what? The characterisation, she's not building up the characters as much because she doesn't have to, because you've already met them in the first one, which I completely understand. It's not working for me as a standalone. Some sequels do. Some sequels you can quite happily read, like Love Murder by Sol Black, for example, I read last year. That was a sequel. I happily read that as a standalone. This one, less so. There's too much that it's referring back to. So I am going to put this back. Take that back to the library, especially now I've shown you. So let me see, how long have I been going along? Oh, I'm going to have to just quickly say about the March Mystery Madness. There are 5 prompts. Oh yes, there are. There are 5 prompts. No, there are not. There's 6 prompts. There's shelf, which you can either take off your physical shelf, or it could be your e-reader shelf. There are various ways you could interpret that. Borrow from a friend, borrow from a family member, borrow from the library. It could be an audiobook that you borrow. New, I presume it could be new to you, or it could be as in a brand new book. Historical mystery, I'm thinking. Foreign, I presume that's foreign to you. So is it set in a foreign country, or is it a type of mystery that's foreign to you? That would be possible. And then opposite, and that was to read 2 kinds of books that are opposite each other. Now, I'm unlikely to be able to do all of these, or I'm unlikely to do these, and some of them I could easily do. So, for example, my Agatha Christie for next month, which I do already know what it is, but I'm not going to tell you yet. Oh, what a tease. I'm going to do that as my shelf book. New, I am going to do a book that's new to me, and that's Anthony Horowitz's Magpie Murders, and which I really want to read, but I'm going to save off. And then historical, one of my chums, crazy for books. Hello, my lovely Judy. She said, "Have you read any C.S. Harris?" She's trying to get them in kind of matching formats and is struggling to find them. And I wasn't worried about that. And I thought, well, I'll have a go. And this is the first one in the series. It's What Angels Fear, set in 1811 in the upper classes of King George III's England. And it is a Sebastian Sincere, or Kaya, I don't know how to pronounce his name. But this is the first one in the series. So I'm going to read that as my historical. So there we go. So I've got new. My shelf will be my Agatha Christie, and then my historical. And I've got another cat that's come to say hello to me. Come and say hello to everybody else. This is Molly. She's not happy. She's not going to be happy. So there we go. Me and Molly. She's so thrilled to be here. There we go. I'm going to say goodbye to you because I have wittered on. Sorry about that. And I need to go. I now need to go. Finish my tea and go into the rainy day. It's actually started to rain harder. And I prefer that. I prefer kind of, pull yourself together, rain. That's what I say. I hope it's not raining with you. Or if you want rain, I hope it's raining. So I hope whatever it is that you're doing, you are having a grand day. And I send all my love to you. This has been lovely, BookTube. Let's do this again.